Welcome to the Piston Fanatic. I'm your host, Dave Dalton, and I'm excited to share my passion and perspective of our Detroit Pistons as we go on this fantastic voyage together. I've been a diehard Piston fan since the days of Dave Bing and Bob Lanier. I've also been the varsity basketball coach of a very successful program in northern Michigan. I want to thank all of you for listening. Well, Piston fans, 12 in a row, 14-2. After a 129-116 victory over the Milwaukee Bucks. So we had lost 13 straight, and we had lost 29 out of 30 games to the Bucks, including the playoffs. So that was a little bit of a monkey to get off our back. Obviously, Giannis wasn't playing, and they're like 20 points better with him on the court than they are with him off the court. But we were up by 29 at one time. So we just look like a powerhouse. I mean, I think we let our foot off the gas for a while there, and it seemed like it maybe wasn't challenging, and then we'd kind of kick it in again. But I think this team has such amazing talent. The challenge is minutes and playing time, and how do you play 13 guys, or he played 12 guys in the first half, and it seems to me that's going to be very hard to get people in a rhythm. Of course, welcome back Tobias Harris and my guy Jaden Ivey. I love that kid. I mean, Tobias is awesome, but I love Ivey. Has so much heart and soul, and he cares so much about this. I've talked about it for the years. If that's a weakness of his and a strength of his, that he cares so much. That's why he works harder than anybody on the team. But he looked really good. He played only 15 minutes, but he looked great. Tobias looked awesome coming back. So we have a squad, and certainly there's a lot of season left over, and there's going to be, I don't know how JB, it's going to be fascinating to see how, if he does shorten his bench a little bit and play fewer guys. He's used to, when he was in Cleveland, he typically played 9 guys. And so it's really, 9 guys is the right amount of guys to play, in my opinion, if you want to get everybody integrated and let them all get a chance to get in a rhythm and stuff. So, but all these guys deserve to play. So don't get me wrong. They all deserve to play. And even my guy, B-Ball Paul, who got to play 4 minutes. Chaz Lanier even has played decent. He played 2 minutes, and that was because it was a blowout. But yeah, it was, the Bucks came out. They've been doing okay. They barely lost a game. I forget who they played, but it came right down to the wire, and they lost a tough one the other night, just a couple nights ago. But they, playing without Giannis, they're, I think, going to be challenged. But, they had Ryan Rollins, played at University of Toledo. He's been hot. He's been a big story, almost as big a story as Dennis Jenkins, but not quite. But Asar just tore him apart at the beginning of the game. He ended up with 24 points, but most of them were without Asar guarding him, and they were at the end of the game when it was a blowout. A lot of them were in the fourth quarter, I think. But when Asar, he couldn't even dribble the ball against Asar. Asar was in his grill. Asar knocked the ball away. Asar took the ball from him. He was so frustrated. He elbowed Asar. He pushed Asar, and he was just mentally taken out of the game. And he just, like I said, he jacked up some shots. There was a time when there was a switch, and Asar got off him, and he made a 3, but most of the time he couldn't score on Asar. But yeah, it was a good win. They're always a good win, but here's what happens now. So we play the Pacers in Indiana on Monday, and I think that Matherin's going to be more fired up. He looked good the other day. I think they lost a close game, but he had about 30, and they have Siakam. He's really good, and Nemhart. Those 3 guys right there are 3 outstanding players. But man, we've got a lot of guys to throw at them. That's all I know. But then, if we beat them, that will be 13 in a row. And then if we win and beat the Celtics on Wednesday, which is a cup game, it's at 5:00 on Wednesday, and it's on national TV. I think it's on NBC. And then Friday is the last cup game for our round robin thing, where we're going to play Orlando. I'm going to that game. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. So if we can win Monday and Wednesday, we break the all-time record for winning streak. And how ironic. So, I mean, there was that day, November 19th. On November 19th, we had lost when we had 2 years ago when we had that 28 game losing streak. 2 years we lost 11 in a row, and then this year on November 19th, we won 11 in a row. And I mean, that just really magnifies the tremendous turnaround that we've had. So, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's just as fun to watch our guys, and they have a lot of confidence. But a lot of guys shot so well tonight. I mean, we shot 66% in the first half and had 19 assists. We were just dissecting them, and they switched to his own. We had a little bit of a lull, but yeah, Jaden Ivey, he came on. They interviewed him after the game, and he's such a humble person, and he's such a spiritual person, but he just kept on saying how much gratitude he had for coming back and how humbling it's been for him and how he just cherished the opportunity to get to play. So, those one worrisome part of the game was I think it was in the fourth quarter, Asar came up limping, and I thought, oh no, that ankle is re-injured, but he, according to JB, asked to stay in the game, and he played, and he played, looked fine. He wasn't hobbled at all. So that was a big relief because I want to see Asar play as much as possible. He played 28 minutes tonight, and it didn't seem like he played 28 minutes, but he did. He was 3 for 6, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals and a block, and he only had 6 points. He's capable of doing so much better. But Tobias, and so these are like unrealistic. Tobias played 23 minutes. He was 7 for 9, and he was 3 for 5 on threes, and he's not been a great 3-point shooter. He's only 1 for 3 on free throws, but he got wide open looks, and that's what's going to happen with the guys that we have. They got to collapse on Duran, and they got to collapse on Cade, and they got to collapse on Duncan, and so they're got to leave somebody open, and a lot of times it was Tobias. So yeah, he was good. He had 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and a block, 18 points in 23 minutes. He looked spectacular. He drove the lane and made this reverse dunk. He looked really good. Cade, 32 minutes, 10 for 18. Awesome, 3 for 6. He had more arc. He shot 1 flat towards the end. Again, if he has somebody bearing down on him and he has to elevate his shot, he makes it more, and that happened again tonight. He was 6 for 6 from the line. 8 rebounds, 10 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 4 turnovers, which is 1 too many. But he's still doing so much better on his assists and 29 points. But I don't remember now. There's like 6 guys in history that have done 6 consecutive games, or there's 5 guys or 4 guys. I don't know. There's so many stats they throw out there. But anyway, it's incredible, and it's very rare to do 25 points and 10 assists for 6 consecutive games. It just hardly has happened in history. So Stu did his Stu thing. He only played 23 minutes, but 3 for 4, 1 for 2, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 blocks. He just blows me away how he can get up there and block the shots, and he even changed some other shots, so he had 7 points. LeVert seemed like he played more, but he did 13 minutes, 2 for 6, 1 for 3 on threes, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Not his best showing, and I think my opinion, and you can say I'm a LeVert hater because he has had some good moments for us. Somebody's got to get their minutes cut. It's just got to happen. Somebody's got to not play, and I would say he's one person that I would think that would happen to. I didn't write down Duncan's at the right time, but Duncan, he had a great game, and he just shot the lights out. I mean, maybe his best shooting game of the year. So he was, where did I put his stats? He made a ton of threes. He played a lot of minutes. I don't know where I put it. I don't know how I lost it, but anyway. But Ivey played only 15 minutes, 4 for 6, and he had a couple other shots that I thought he got fouled, and then they said he got fouled before the shot. And then he got called for an offensive foul on a bucket that he made that I thought was going to be N1. He kind of did go into his shoulder, into a guy's head, but he looked really good. And he's going to get way better, but he's going to, what happens? I mean, he's a guy that should play 28 to 30 minutes eventually, not yet, but, and of course, you're going to have to earn your minutes on this team. So that it's going to be a real challenge. But Dennis played only 13 minutes. Was 3 for 3 and 1 for 1 on threes, and 1 rebound, 3 assists, 1 steal, 7 points. Holland, so this is a big concern. He struggled ever since those guys got injured, and he's still struggling. So he looks worse than he did last year. He was a rookie last year, and he put in all this work this summer, and so we all anticipated he was going to be even better, but he played 17 minutes, 2 for 6, 0 for 3, 0 for 2 from the line, 0 for 3 on threes, only 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 points. Javonte Green, who has played great tonight, he's got to play better, but he's only played 13 minutes, and he was 3 for 3. And he hasn't shot well most until the last couple games, but he shot great tonight. He was 1 for 1 on threes and 1 rebound and 7 points. So here's Duncan. Duncan played 28 minutes, and he was 5 for 6, all 3-pointers. That is awesome. And he's looks real confident. 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. That's good stats for those minutes. And he had 15 points. B-Ball Paul, my guy, played only 4 minutes, and he was 0 for 1 and 2 for 2 on free throws. But anyway, it was a great game. Big Perk thinks that we're the best team in the East. Other people think we're the best team in the East. A lot of people are saying Duran should make the All-Star game. Of course, there's quite a bit of time, but he just has to keep on playing the way he's played, and I don't see any reason why he's not, because he just keeps on making these impressive moves. So I just, he played only 27 minutes tonight. So, he needs, I don't know. My opinion is he needs to play about 30, and then I think Stu needs to play more than 23 minutes. And so that means Stu has to play some at the 4. And so that's, Tobias played 23 minutes. He was playing like 30 minutes before he got hurt. But yeah, it's going to be a challenge for JB. I don't envy him. I can't say that there's one perfect good answer. I do have some of my opinions, and we'll talk more about them later. But just be thankful. Be thankful we got a team that's loaded, for a team that was the worst team in the league and it looked just terrible. And now we got this exciting, fun team that looks like we could easily have for arguably the next 5 years. The money is going to come under the crunch here pretty soon. I mean, Duran, I don't know if he would have signed for $25 million a year. So I don't know if he would have signed 4 years for $100 million or 5 years for $125 million. I was saying in the summer I would have signed him for $28 million a year for 5 years. That's what I said. So now it's going to cost us over 40. So I think it's going to at least 40. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, just be happy for the moment. Enjoy this Piston fan. I know a lot of you that commented in my last podcast were just basking in the glory and enjoying it. And that's what you need to do in life is, enjoy the good times and not let the bad times kill you. But I'm going to the Lions game tomorrow. Hopefully it's a fun game to watch. But thank you for listening. Be the reason that somebody feels cared for, and go Pistons.